what does Dr. Pam do to recharge the batteries? I know sometimes when I go to some of these events and, sometimes it's a songwriting event, sometimes it's just different events with veterans. Sometimes I come back just mentally exhausted. Mm-hmm. Like it's even more that gets put on your plate, mm-hmm. your mental plate. What do you, with all of the things that you do, all the things that you hear, and how do you recharge the batteries?
There's a few ways. The big one's going to be my faith. When it gets to that point, I'll go put it on my praise and worship music and just think about the blessings, think about all the many things that God's done for me. And again, remember, I can't sing, but we know it's the joyful noise mm-hmm. to Him. But getting away and just reconnecting, be with Him through the praise and worship. My family, I have my son, my daughter-in-law, she is amazing, and I have 3 beautiful grandkids. One of them, who's 11, she stands next to me every time, and she's like, "I'm taller than you, Nana. You don't have to keep rubbing that in. You're just 11." And then the 9-year-old comes up to me. He's like, "I'm almost there, Nana." "Yes, you are." You don't have to rub that in. But being with my family, my friends, with my best friends, we'll get together. They can tell when I need to get away. And we'll, Kelly and Gina say, "Hey, we're going out to eat," or whatever. And then it's, another one is going to be, and it's work, but it's a different kind of work. So we are partnered with a Right, like you're writing a Right to Heal, Lisa Regina. Lisa Regina is an actress. She's been in the acting world for many, 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 many years. And she and I got connected 5 years ago, believe it or not. And we got connected through LinkedIn. We had several meetings. Well, she's working on a project that she created called Heroic Episodes.
Yeah, I've been seeing that.
Okay. This is another way I get my charge. It's a lot more work, but it charges me. And one of the things that she has done is Lisa has gotten many over 13, 14 years worth of stories of veterans from all different wars. And Heroic Episodes, part of that is writing these stories that are going to be true and authentic into the series. It's Heroic Episodes as a series. Well, she and I met. We had many meetings. She was going to get Jerome's story to use for Heroic Episodes. And that was, when that happened, that was early 23. He had his first round of chemo, and it put him like in ICU for 9 days. He barely made it to the hospital. And he just ended up declining, so he wasn't able to tell her that story. And then, I don't know, maybe 2 months after he passed away, she said, "Hey, I still want to write his story into Heroic Episodes. Let me interview you." And I thought, okay. I mean, I know the things that he shared with me. I know the things that he shared with me that can't be shared. And so we did a meeting, and I don't know, we met for a long time, and she got, that story, and she's written it into the series. So 220 is partnered with a Right to Heal. It has a couple of different areas. One is going to be the Veteran Drone Training Program. We've actually are looking at bringing that to Tennessee as well. Lisa is up in New Jersey and basically sending veterans through to get their Part 107 certification. The other part is the Heroic Episodes, which is the series. We're in what Lisa would call pre-production. It's funny because in the music industry, that's kind of, like I've already shared, that's out of my league. Well, film industry is out of my league as well. I've learned a lot from Lisa. Mm-hmm. But, and Joe Montaigne is the executive producer. I get energized by that.
Yeah.
Knowing that having a series that Lisa Regina created and is going to produce, and having that true, authentic story not Hollywood based, so it doesn't get changed, because it would not be true and authentic for that, veteran story. But doing it this way, she's able to keep their story alive. And kind of going back to what I was talking about with the music, with the song, the 22-0, having that piece, well, having these stories 5 years, 10 years, 40, 50 years, being able to go back and say, that's my grandfather, or that's my great-grandfather, or, wow, that's my grandmother. They're talking about my grandmother, and that story is still playing to this day.
Yeah.
That's, the mission for Heroic Episodes. And I get energized from that.